I got a little bit of time, at least 10 to 15 minutes while the clothes dry, right? Um, so I'm sitting here, killing a little time, right? And I just watched the Vlad TV interview with Lance Rivera. You remember Big from back in the day, Junior Mafia, Big E's partner, Diaz Records, and all that. And he's talking about, the historical Source Awards and the beef between Biggie and Wu Tang and Death Row, the East Coast, West Coast, and it just made me start to think, like, about the industry, like, the music industry, the boxing. Is it the same or is it different? It depends. Like, with the PBC now with Al Heyman. Al Heyman is the music guy. I think Al Heyman kind of really brought the music mentality into boxing a lot of bit. Let me say a lot of bit, use my own words. The whole, if you know anything about the music industry, man, like, artists, a lot of these artists, they be, I don't want to call them bums, but they don't, this music industry is fake it till you make it. It's fake it till you make it. You see rappers and, that been the gimmick forever with the music industry. Flaunting wealth and the jewelry, the big mansions and the cars and all that. They've been doing that forever with the videos and all that. Then come to find out, a lot of that stuff be rented and. So I think as far as that, the fight game, it's kind of there. Certain fighters, certain fighters, they tell on themselves, man. Especially the ones that chase after Canelo. The ones that run around heavy, looking heavy. When I say heavy, like designer this, designer that. Exotic whips, cars, and jewelry. But then they chasing after Canelo. They definitely have the music industry mentality. Because it's like, bro, if you this big, why are you chasing him? You're already there. You're that dude. You come off that way. But see, the difference between I think boxing and music is the fact that the music industry, right? Supposedly, right? Especially back in the day. I don't know about now because I really don't. That ain't my cup of tea. But I know back in the day, it was supposed to be like, if you was a real reputable street dude, supposedly, like, back in the day with the music thing, you did gangster rap and all that. If you was really about that, you was, God had stripes with the music industry. Now it's like, and I say this respectfully, it's like dudes be quote unquote street dudes in the music industry and they be soft. Like, and I'm saying that respectfully. Boxing, I'm telling you, boxing ain't like that. That's why a lot of dudes can't really get into the boxing game. Because when you're dealing with boxing, boxing is really, and I'm trying to say this politically correct. Like, boxing is what the quote unquote music industry tries to portray. Like, real businessmen, I'm gonna use that terminology. Real businessmen really run boxing, bro. Like the music industry is smoke and mirrors. Like dudes be real soft, but they bringing that over to boxing. Like I said, boxing is sort of, like you got genres of it that's like that, but then you got the genres that is with the business. So when I see guys really trying to, and they see right through, like, and I'm saying all this respectfully, man. Like dudes really be going hard trying to infiltrate into the game, right? And it don't be working out for them when it comes to boxing. You know why? Because like boxing is really fighting, bro. It's cool, like music industry wise, and it's crazy because the music industry, a lot of dudes are supposed to be real street dudes, man. And I'm only speaking about this because I just watched the Lance Rivera interview, right? And it just made me think, like, man, he was talking about how the murderers, kidnappers, drug dealers, and all. And I'm like, what happened to that, man? The music industry is soft right now, man. It's been soft for a minute. That's what got, like, I know a lot of dudes that quote unquote were like music industry people trying to get into boxing, and it don't work out for them. It just doesn't, because at the end of the day, the fight game is the fight game. You gotta know how to fight, and a lot of these dudes be trying to finesse their way in with that music mentality, right? And it's cool, but if you can't really fight, or you're not like, it's a different cup of tea with the boxing, bro. It is. Like I watched a short video of a so-called street dude, right? And he was trying to get next to people in the boxing industry, and the energy, right? Like, and he's supposed to be a reputable street type of individual. His aura and energy, it was giving the boxing people that could fight. He was around a fighter, and the fighter had, like, he gave him the creeps, man. He gave the fighter the creeps, man. And I was just like, I was dumbfounded. I was like, yo, this is bonkers. I was like, man, I started to do a reaction video on it, but I was like, man, if you know, man. You see the energy, man. It's like, dude, you dudes is like, you supposed to be thorough dudes, man. Why are you out here reaching and looking desperate like this, man? Why? But see that, you know why? Because he was a so-called music exec slash a lot of these dudes that they be in the music industry, they be managers, and they be having record labels. They be all this stuff for the music industry, and it don't pan out for them. Then they try to come into the boxing game, and it's like, bro, it's not happening for you, man. I hate to be the one to bust your bubble, man. But when you come in with the boxing, and you wasn't thorough in the music industry, and the music industry is like, the boxing industry is a whole different type of animal, man. You dealing with some real businessmen. You know, the music industry is soft, bro. You couldn't cut it in the music industry, because a lot of y'all, right? And this is industry talk, man. See, a lot of y'all ain't gonna understand the stuff that I'm speaking on, but a lot of people sell their souls, man, early in the game. Early, like people be selling for like some of the smallest of nothings, like smallest of nothings. And the music industry is just like the showbiz industry, period, like Hollywood and rapping and singing. Like, people really be selling their souls, man. Entertainers, man. Like they try to, listen, I ain't gonna lie, maybe a couple fighters probably did it, you could tell. You can really tell like, the fighters that took the oath. That's what they call it, the oath, and all that. But more so, the music industry is like they fill with that, man. Cause you see artists like music artists. That's the one thing I like about the fight game. You get exposure to these guys, you know, because a lot of them like to come to fights or they're fans of boxers, and you see them, you be around them, and you get a sense of their vibes and their aura and their energy, and you could just pick it up like, oh man, they got you. You're one of them. You're one of those. If you know what I'm talking about, man. He said, welcome to the live chat. Yeah, man, I'm just, shooting the breeze, man. 11 minutes in. Got about another, I said, give or take 5 or 6 more minutes. I mean, because, I feel type disrespected, right? My clothes should have been dry. The dryer must have opened up, right? And instead of, people having like I know I would have did that. I've done it. If I'm in there, if somebody's dryer opens up or something, I'll close it for them. Apparently tonight nobody did that for mine, so that's why I'm still here. I had to re-dry the clothes. It's like, how long did the door kick off? And y'all just sat here, but it is what it is, man. Everybody don't move the same. But this was just a little industry talk, man. Like I said, when you see the guys that's coming in, I sit back now, man. And shout out to my team and, the things we got going on. I'm in a cool space, man, where I could just really observe, have fun with it. That's what you see I did today, man. I had tons of fun with my content that I put out today, man. I talk boxing when I want to talk it. I'm not really trying to concentrate on that right now because I think personally, my platform, I blew it up for y'all. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But as far as like trying to sell my soul, like a lot of dudes, they sold their soul for YouTube, bro, and it's killing them right now because that's the deal they took. They took a deal to be a YouTuber, and it's not wrong with that because some YouTubers are probably making a living off of this, but when you sell your soul for YouTube, that's your end game. There's no leveling up. There's no switching gears, and it shows with some of y'all, man. And some of y'all sold not even for you. Like, you can tell the dudes that sold for YouTube, right? Because how they give it up. Then you can tell the dudes that sold for nothing and they're trying to, do shit. It's crazy, man. That's why I said, you just, with YouTube, man, pay attention, man. Pay attention to dudes, man, on this, man. Because some of the most biggest official dudes that you think is rolling and official, they be like bottom of the barrel type-ish. Yeah, man. But listen, let me go ahead and get my clothes. Thank y'all for listening tonight. I'll probably monetize this, but I don't know, man. They be trying to really mess with my monetization now, man. Like, I don't even be coming on here talking. That's another reason why I don't really be trying to do long lives no more, because it's like, yo, why y'all trying to shut my ad revenue down now? Because I'm not one of these dudes on here that come on live trying to get super chats, man. Nah. If you get, when I do go live, if you see the Cash App and you hit the Cash App, that's cool. All those donations go to a righteous cause. And if you know, like, how many fights have I covered for y'all? How have I stepped the equipment up with the picture quality and all that for y'all, man? But now we doing other things, man. But that's neither here nor there. Let me go ahead and get the rest of these clothes, then get to the crib and enjoy this basketball game, man. If depending on how the home front is, I might jump back on and work on my play-by-play commentating on the basketball game. The fight is on tonight. I told you I wasn't rocking with the fight, man. I worked today. Had to do laundry because tomorrow's a rest day for me, man. I'm gonna be in the lab all day messing with photos and other things, man. I worked 6 straight days this week, man. God damn. God is good. But yeah, tomorrow's a rest day. That's why I said let me knock this laundry out tonight so I don't got to worry about that tomorrow. But everybody be blessed, be good. Listen, if you're trying to jump into this boxing thing and the guys know who I'm talking about, you got to be all in, bro. Trying to do it off of YouTube and you're not going to get nowhere. I'm just being honest with you, man. And if you try to come into the boxing game with the music industry game mentality, you're not going to get nowhere either with that, man. It is what it is because the boxing game, I know over there it might seem like it's the same, but when you're dealing with the boxers and the real business of boxers, the move shakers, they're real businessmen. They're not soft individuals. Hopefully you caught this sauce. A lot of music industry antics, music industry people are fake it till you make it. Zaga, yaga, ahala.